Fucking first Ape Shit podcast. We got a collaboration of IGY6 podcast and then SOF Bad Monkey, right? Harold behind the camera, you can't see there, and fucking Paulie, he's almost like a special guest. He's always plugged in, but fucking very rarely talks.
Paulie's part of the show, man.
Dude, Paulie is a big part of the show. He's got that coordination thing like nobody I've ever seen. Got it knocked out. Tell me about that motorcycle, bro.
Yeah, so I traded in my Sportster.
Right.
And I got the new Lowrider S, and I got a great deal on it. And I was telling JD, I'm a big boy now. I'm on a big boy bike. Yeah.
Cool.
It's got the 114 on it, cubic indentation.
I don't know bikes. So how much bigger is it from the last bike you got?
The frame itself is definitely bigger. It's a soft tail frame. Cool. And then engine-wise, we're talking about
500 cubic inches, right? How many horsepower, right? You went from 900 to fucking 1400?
So the Sportster was a 1200.
Oh, okay. So it's a bigger fucking Sportster.
Right. And then this one, it's the 114 cubic inch engine, which equivalates to 1850 cc's.
1850. So that's a lot.
Big boy.
Good for you.
Chris has got the OV twin. 103.
Well, dude, that's how we do it here. We got people getting fucking chatted up. We got some fucking shit going on. That's what it's all about. This is, seriously, I think that's why we had so many people listen to the show, because we're so fucking real. You know what I mean? We're not out there fucking nuzzling beanbags because we got to get fucking sponsors. We did this so fucking guys had somewhere or somebody they could listen to and they could relate. Because when you start thinking that you're the only person that's felt this way, you know what I mean? You're the only person that's had fucking depression. Because you guys all know, depression, man, it's like wearing a big fucking wet, heavy blanket all the time. And sometimes you don't know you fucking have it on until you take it off. Right. And, people, if you can't talk to somebody about it, next thing you know, you're drinking because you can't go to sleep. And then you're fucking drinking because you can't do nothing without drinking. And then you want to drink more, so fucking cocaine or whatever else jumps into the picture. And if you can't say, hey, man, I need some help, you're fucking starting your pistol in your shower. I mean, how many guys are in your phone that are fucking dead?
One too many.
I mean, any's too many, but how about you, JD? How many are in your phone that are dead?
Shit, I don't even know.
Fucking a lot, more than a dozen.
I don't catalog shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be a bunch in there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So that's the show. That's why we did it this way.
Right. No, these things are good, man. It's just like I was telling JD before coming here. It's like, this is what podcasts should be. Just kind of coming in, chilling, just sharing the conversation with, the general population. See, kind of set the tone, set the example how we do it.
I think it's hard to, but the attempt is to capture that genuine conversation we have amongst ourselves. Right. Because a lot of fucking jewels come out of that, and it's not just on, the whole mental health shit too. It's just life in general, because like I said, it's just older generation reaching out to a younger generation and giving them, jewels and tools, to fucking circumvent this fucking kooky life, and I think it's received as such, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's why we've had a little steam. I dig it, man. And, we're not bonded to one certain topic or anything like that. So whatever intrigues us is kind of where we stretch out to. And I like that. It's like we're not isolated to that. And I always try to encourage that too, not to just live on your past merits and shit, Same person that, attained all those accolades is the one that's walking with you right then and there, You look in the mirror, that's the same person, and anything you set out to do, your endeavors, you apply that same sort of value, and you could be great in anything you do. So to hang on to the past, I'm not saying forget it, but
people are comfortable in that.
Yeah, find something else to be great and keep it pushing, because like I said, it's not just isolated to, cordite and gunpowder,
It's boring.
Not that as boring as you had your fill already, If someone hasn't had their fill, it'll be super intriguing and awesome. It's like, with me being a sniper, it's like, long range shooting. People automatically assume that I'm fucking just always forever in love with that shit. And the truth is, I've just done so much of it. I'm pretty sick of it. So now what I get is almost a vicarious joy out of it, I'll stay away from the guns when I teach and shit. And
Teaching.
yeah, and then getting you know, people, you know, it's a thing really far out that never fathomed that they could do that shit. It excites me.
No, seriously, fucking, you were having, what was I hitting out of Bob's place? And you know, I couldn't give a hot bucket of fuck about long range shooting because I expect you guys to be up there anyway. I'm gonna kick the fucking doors in, you get the squirters. But what did you have me hitting out? It was fucking far.
1475.
Yeah. And for me, like that's a big deal because I couldn't give a shit really.
Yeah.
You know, if you know you got a 50 cal, you're putting a car down or something, that's a different deal. But hitting a man size.
My point is, I've done it for so long already that I've collected everything I wanted to already, and I got no more room for it. And the technology is crazy. Every year something new comes out, and someone wants to question you on it. You got to give. It's just you can't keep up with that technology, man. Our advancements in war have gotten fucking crazy. But my point being is, I'm leaving space for other shit. You know what I'm saying? And you got to data dump sometimes, man. And you know, I'm not saying forget. Just keep it in its place.
Cool. And then our boy Brian here is motherfucking moving to Tampa.
Yeah, I got denied today 2 applications.
Huh?
My credit.
Is it good or is it bad?
I'm gambling too much.
What the fuck you just made 18 grand, motherfucker.
I know, yeah.
How's that bad?
Kinda, yeah.
Uncle Sam's wants his fucking vig too, but motherfucker.
No,
because he can give it to the Afghans.
No, when I got the Marine Corps, like many of us, I fucked up my credit, so I'm
what drinking and whoring?
Yeah, cocaine, strippers, the whole.
Boo, I gotcha.
The whole package.
What the fuck else are you gonna spend the money on? That's why God created cocaine and strippers.
Yeah, no, I just kind of got back today, trying to move to Tampa, but.
What do you mean trying? You're leaving in August.
No, I'm staying another month.
I've already decided you're dead.
Tampa. I told him about it on the phone. He goes, "Oh, why didn't I know right away?"
You fucking asshole! I never loved you.
He was going over.
I faked all my orgasms. I spit on your back.
A balance sheet of my expenses. It was awesome. He's like, "Are you gonna be able to do this?" And
well, everything happens for a reason. I was telling him, he's at the point where you should just buy now.
Oh, that's what he said too. Yeah.
And not that, you got your sister's in the fucking business, you asshole. I'm gonna fucking bury this pen in your ear.
Shit happens naturally. So.
Nah, I got you.
So I don't know. We'll see. So I just extended another month of August. So.
No, but Tampa will be. You got people down there.
Yeah.
And it'll be a cool experience, even if it's only for a year. At least you did it.
Yeah. No, I like to go out and get a little uncomfortable and try to expand my horizons, like we were just kind of talking about, because then what if.
Mm-hmm. So it's just stepping outside of your comfort bubble.
Scary, right?
Yeah.
And this podcast.
I like to use an analogy.
Yeah.
A lot of motherfuckers in our line of work, with our backgrounds, pride themselves on their technical skills. And let's just say reconnaissance. What does that require? Or let's just say even an asset for the agency. What does it require to collect human intelligence? It requires a certain amount of what's it called, clandestine. And also you have to understand local customs and culture to not stand out. Yeah, because you want to fit amongst the baseline so you don't stick out like a sore thumb, And if you're willing to do that for the sake of combat and all that other bullshit for the fucking advancement of others, do that shit for yourself. You don't have to understand this new generation of millennials and shit like that. Just treat them like you're going out there to collect reconnaissance and blend yourself in. Like, take that seriously, just like you did taking fucking Leaving the Wire seriously. Everything applies, man. Macro, micro, bro. Everything. Yeah, it's just perspective, And that's a matter of, and this is why one of the things I wanted to talk about was meditation.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't meditated before.
So that's a question a lot of people have. And
how do I? Yeah.
My point is, I brought it up with Paulie earlier. We were talking is perspective is a privilege. That's something you have gifted yourself through saving so much time and not having to worry about unnecessary shit that you're free to think and project to your goals and future. But if we still have a day-to-day grind and we have families and so much, it gets overwhelming that we get into this zombie mode where it's just one foot in front of the other. You have to carve out time in your day to give yourself whatever, 15, 20, 30 minutes of just silence and thought, and that's it. Because we don't give ourselves that. So now you're getting played. It's all you're being, instead of proactive, you're being reactive with the world. The world is pushing you like a kite wherever it wants because you don't know where to poise yourself. You understand what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is. So my question would be for like Steve, what do you do I know you do it religiously, meditate.
I do. I have no bullshit. I have meditated every morning for the last fucking 14 years.
So what, like, I've never tried it or done it. So like,
what I do, and right now every day I do it between 5 minutes and 37 seconds and 7 minutes and 37 seconds. And the reason 37 seconds is because that's how long it takes for me to slow my brain down, right? And for me to break meditation down as simple as possible, and I had to, one, because I'm not that intelligent, and two, because it's such a vast subject, right? It's the ability to think about nothing.
how the
Right?
fuck how's that possible?
Exactly.
Live it in the moment. So
Right. Go ahead.
Right. So what I like to do is my routine to transition into a better meditative state is to listen. Yeah, is to listen to every sound that is occurring in my space, and what that does, it brings me to the now. And by bringing me to the now, I'm not thinking about tomorrow or yesterday. So now I'm analyzing sounds. I hear birds chirping, where those birds coming from. I hear a car coming, and now I dedicate myself to that moment. And then from there, I just get this moment of clarity that now whatever topic hits my mind about me and my life is the one I start to run little thought experiments on. You know what I'm saying? But I have to let go of tomorrow and yesterday. I got to bring myself to the now. So that's my ritual.
Yeah, that seems hard.
Go ahead.
Like sometimes I get obsessive with thoughts. You know what I mean? Like you think about yesterday, something goes wrong, and then you're just like,
It's a discipline.
Yeah, it probably takes time.
It's something
right?
you're not going to master straight out the gate.
Yeah,
No,
that's what I
and
figured.
it's-
Yeah,
And if you think you can, it's just foolish, right?
right. Yeah.
What I do, and you'll find what works for you. What I do is I just focus on a circle of light, right? That's it. And then, because your thoughts race in like helicopters trying to land on top of a building, right? They just race in, and you acknowledge there's a thought, and then you let it go, and then I focus back on that light. And all day I'm in the city dealing with people, whether it's mechanics or whether it's another client issue, or I have to deal with some human that's having a problem somewhere. And how meditation has helped is it gives me the ability to have a slow backswing. How Jason was saying we can be proactive instead of reactive, Exactly. So I don't have to instantly stick my index finger into your fucking eyeball, right? I can understand that this person's upset with something and ask them like, hey man, what's going on? Or how can I assist you with whatever, instead of responding with that negativity with more negativity.
And let's just say the first few times don't gift you that epiphany of fucking Zen and self-knowledge and all that other shit that you
forever.
Do
it ain't coming.
Whatever you're doing it for. What it also does too, it helps you categorize and organize your day-to-day relationships. Mm-hmm. So now you actually are giving yourself a moment to start to issue out value to your relationships. And the reason being is we don't have time for unnecessary shit, nor do we have the capacity for unnecessary shit anymore. So what you're doing is you're just thinking for once, this is my man right here. Let me think about how our relationship is. Or my boss is this. Let me think about the benefits of that and how long do I want to deal with that. And even if you're thinking about societal shit and you're at least giving yourself time to, take inventory as to where you normally would just one foot in front of the other. And like I said, completely reactive to whatever anyone wants. And you're never going to assess that relationship for what it is, which is a fucking liability. One that drains your potential. Because you're just caught up in the day-to-day. You're not even, Yeah,
it kind of just sounds like you just catch up on what did I do yesterday? Did I react? And like you kind of just
Do you
there
journal?
you go.
Do you write
Scenario.
down
I
what
used to journal.
Do you currently?
Yeah.
What about you? You write down the shit you do during the day?
I haven't been
No.
consistent.
I know
with
you
it.
do. You do religiously, right?
I used
Well,
to do it
with,
a lot.
With meditation, once you're into it for a while, right? You practice on not thinking, right? And you'll see that thought will come in, and you can recognize whether it's a good one or it's a bad one, right? So sometimes thoughts will come in, and you have to acknowledge it and write it down. You see what I'm saying? So it's not uncommon when you're in a meditative state to relieve or to receive fucking input or ideas and shit. You know, because when you're running through life just doing what you're doing, you're propelled entirely by self-will, right? And who knows if that self-will is good or if it's bad, if it's coming from insecurity and fear, or you're trying to compensate from some negative programming that you received somewhere else. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That
You need reflection
Yeah.
and perspective, and that is afforded to you by time. And
Right.
if you
That's
don't
how you
have
grow,
time
man. You
now,
gotta-
you have to create
Yeah,
time
it's-
because that is a tool of your evolution itself. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And right now, you're not using it.
Right.
Think about it like that. You know
But
what
yeah,
I mean?
it's in. I
It's a-
recommend it to fucking everyone as soon as you can,
How did you guys start?
just like that.
Fucking crying, man.
Yeah,
I thought I started meditating when
Being
you
so
did this
depressed.
tattoo on me.
that'll do it. Pain.
I
will
was
do it.
like, just fucking
Dude,
sitting there. I thought I was
pain is a
meditating
fucking-
there, but I was.
pain's the best motivator
Pains,
for
man,
everything.
listen, being so depressed and hurt to the
Yeah.
point where
Yeah,
you just
fuck.
crumbled and you understand what that feeling is at rock
numb.
bottom is that numbness. That
Nothing.
numbness
Can't
is
move
you
on.
letting go of whatever you can't possibly continue with anymore. It's like a
Because
death.
there's no
It's a
other
little
option.
death.
When the
Yeah.
booze and
Yeah.
the
After
drugs,
that, everything is great.
Right.
And so when
Huh.
you acknowledge that, you know, you have let things get so out of hand that you went through that experience that you have no fucking control over what's happening. So how do you gain control? Self-assessments, bro.
Do you think like people? I don't know, like me, maybe I haven't done it, but I stay busy to try not to go into my mind too much.
And that's a problem too, because what
Yeah.
happens is if you think about it,
Right.
you can only tolerate what you could tolerate. So if you envision a rubber band, right? The more and more you do, you're still stretching that rubber band and creating all that tension and energy until the point where you can't no more. And
right.
you smack that shit. And that's all a matter of you compounding to, you know, your
Self-assessment.
day to day and taking away more and more time for self-reflection.
Right.
You're never going
Self-growth.
to heal without getting there.
Right. No, yeah.
You gotta at least take a foot towards that direction to heal. You know, if you're just one foot head down, one foot in front of the other, and you know,
You're gonna come
dancing
right
to the
back.
fucking Pied Piper's fucking flute.
you're gonna crash and burn.
Yeah, you know
Eventually,
what,
yeah.
and because that sound comes from society, man.
Mm-hmm.
And anything as this society is designed to keep you to where they need you.
Where's my fucking wild tiger, Paulie? God damn it! There's only 3 there. That's fucking horseshit.
Paul, you
JD?
say you don't need no
How
more
dare
energy.
You don't need any wild tiger in your life.
All right.
You
I've
need.
been
You
injected.
need
What is
I've been
wild
injecting
tiger?
it into my
So,
wild
JD,
weasel.
break down wild tiger for this young Marine here.
Young Brian, you were
The
calling.
reason why Paulie got these is because I got tattooed. My girl did a tattoo on me, and this is my commemoration of, you know, I guess the way I wanted
Now
to do it.
you turn around like that. I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
he pulls his ass out right now, like, what
See
the
it?
fuck is he
So
doing?
it's basically the logo.
Oh,
to this
dude, that's
motherfucker
cool.
right here.
Why'd you decide on that?
Because it's a commemoration, but a cool one. I thought of my time over there in Iraq. You know, that's the energy drink we had accessible out there only, and also my time as a contractor. You know, that's out there. So it's something only exclusive to that region. Not, it is elsewhere, I'm sure, but that I experienced it.
I want this can. I'm
in that
serious for
region.
my dad.
So that's why I use that image to commemorate my time over there
That's
because
cool.
it's fucking badass, bro.
It is, man.
I got a
Wait.
48 pack. Don't worry.
A 48 pack? Okay, good. I just want to put one in my den. I'm never going to
Wild,
drink
bro.
the shit. I just want it in the
There's
den.
there's so many.
What I say when we drank the tequila? I go, this could start a fucking tractor, dude.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And then down there they give you doubles instead of
Bro.
a shot. I was choking on them motherfuckers. I got lit.
What was it? Did you guys hear of Rip It's in Iraq? Was that in Iraq? Or was that after?
Rip It's was over
Rip
there
it
too.
good.
I was
Yeah.
wondering about that, yeah.
Rip It's, and then I forgot what Afghanistan was.
Rip It's, yeah.
It was
yeah,
Rip It's.
yeah,
Afghanistan
yeah,
was Rip It's.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what it
And
was.
it has to be warm. You can't drink
It's got,
it
yeah, exactly. You can't drink it cold.
You gotta
I
drink it
prefer
room
every-
temperature so it can activate its molecule fucking substances and
What the
shit.
fuck's about to happen?
She got nicotine in it, fucking.
do you at least hallucinate?
Come go out and fuck me alive.
Some people have.
What, bro? What?
All you need is 3 of these for 72-hour OP.
Dude, you start
These
fucking
days.
tunneling out and shit.
No dose. Remember
Yeah,
those?
man.
Exactly.
So Paulie fucking, as a cool gesture, he ordered a bunch online. Brought him.
So how much longer you got during your job, Paulie? How much?
We'll see. I'm eligible for retirement in January of next year.
God damn. January 23.
January
20 or 4.
23.
Nice.
No shit.
Are you seriously considering it or no?
We'll see.
Yeah.
The option to be able to retire if
That's
things
cool.
go
Yeah, that's
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things can get weird. Things can get weird as fuck here.
Things are getting weird.
Things could get.
Weirder.
Weirder. And we were
Yeah.
talking about it. So this whole thing came out with NYPD and the marijuana use.
Right. They can't ask you if you're getting high now, right?
So
And they
that's
can't piss test you.
It's irrelevant.
so that's what people think,
it was an
Right.
irrelevant statement.
right? So a memorandum came down from the legal department
Right.
because the NYPD had this question of what are we going to do now that it's recreationally being able to be used. So the legal department said, our opinion is that you should be able to let these officers use, but there has to be some sort of checks and balances.
Like liquor.
See, the problem is with liquor fucking, we all know it's bad for you.
Yeah.
But
That's what they're thinking.
alcohol, you can test the alcohol in the system, right? Marijuana, you can't. So they're trying to figure out how do you tell if someone is high doing
Right
work
now. Yeah.
right now versus they recreationally use on their off hours.
Also, that their obligation as far as it comes to laws are really only to the state level. So if they made it legal recreationally in the state level, they're only going to speak to a matter on the state level. But the issue is it's still criminalized federally, and these people are able to carry federally. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
right. So the federal government says you
there's a
cannot.
federal database for carrying.
Right. So
you
you
know?
cannot carry
Carrying
a
a
firearm.
concealed weapon.
Right.
Or, yeah.
If you use marijuana, it's a
Oh.
federal law. You cannot
Okay.
smoke, and you cannot carry. It's no good. So until that changes,
Which meaning a marijuana becomes legal federally, it's still illegal for someone to have a firearm and consume marijuana.
right. So a couple guys put out posts that, you know, and I told JD, I was like, there's an email gonna come down within the next hour or so saying no good. And
So,
sure enough,
yeah, so the debate, there's no debate really. At the end of the day, nothing changed because the department is gonna cover their own ass, you know. And so what the legal what the legal side of this law enforcement did, which with the DAs and all that, they said that they're not gonna spend any effort to apply any legal pressure when it comes to infractions of marijuana on behalf of whatever. But they never really had any power. They could have, but it doesn't matter because if a cop was busted for marijuana or cocaine or whatever, it wouldn't go up to legal. They would just get fired. So it's still the same. Nothing changes.
Yeah.
So they're just saying, oh, by the way, if you decide to run them up the flagpole, we're not going to do what you think you want us to do. But that still doesn't change the fact that the department is still protecting them on that federal scale. Like, nah, this ain't cool yet. You know what I'm saying?
the procedures are the procedures. No
So
matter
it's just
what.
fucking bullshit to make it look like the local government of New York is trying to be woke somehow.
But they are, and by releasing that statement through the DA's office, they're showing their hand to their true intentions, which is that trajectory to legalizing completely that marijuana.
Yeah.
Because they
And
already
it wasn't
have.
even through the district
So
attorney's
they're
office.
saying they're basically showing their approval for their officers to use marijuana.
right. So
As
it was
a flag, you know what I'm saying?
it was the actual NYPD legal department because the heads of the NYPD are gonna ask for legal counsel from their own lawyers, and that's where the statement came out. And then all of a sudden, someone takes a picture of it, sends it out, and then the news gets a hold of it, and then all of a sudden, everyone's able to no, short and sweet.
And you know that, and then even then, that was like a non-starter, but it's starting the conversation. You know, it's provoking that thought process, and also, like I said, it's showing the allegiance of the state to where they're cool with the cops, you know, smoking weed, which I'm cool with too. Me too. But what I'm saying is, look at on the other hand, the Second Amendment being enforced over here, basically nationally, to where it said you have to allow an individual to get their Second Amendment.
The ability to
The
protect
ability
themselves.
to protect
Right.
themselves. So even though that came down from the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court, that doesn't mean the state has to make it easier. They can make it harder. And so now they're running their own fucking system to where they're going to require you to submit your social media accounts. And now they're going to scrutinize your social media accounts and give you a no-go criteria there. Yeah. But then what's the problem with that? Who's doing the scrutinizing and what's no-go to that person? You understand? Yeah. So that is a way for them to control that. Plus, you're also giving an extra step to the process that someone physically has to go through someone's social media account. Right. So now that's going to create a backlog
of every goddamn thing.
It's going to be literally impossible, for you to get your fucking carry.
All they're doing is bogging down the system. They're like, okay, now you don't need a reason to carry, because that was the whole.
Well, at least if you're a fucking criminal, you don't have to worry about it.
Eventually, so what that did eventually was, if enough people sue the state for bogging down the process and not allowing them to do it within a due amount of time or just amount of time, they take that case up to the Supreme Court.
Yeah,
and
so if we just got thousands of people to sue the state, then that would be best.
But then even then, that has to land on the docket to the Supreme Court, and then
that's a fucking good idea, man. Start a fucking what do you call those huge lawsuits, a civil action suit against the fucking state? Get millions of people to sue the state because they won't let us get fucking CCW.
But once again, that's all speculation at this point.
Right, because
they did just require that social media shit, and we haven't given them an opportunity to explain to us what their criteria is or how they're going to go about it. But the truth is, we have no faith in a system that's already broken. So,
dude,
just
gave $85 billion worth of fucking guns to the fucking Taliban. Yeah, I'm anxious to pay my taxes. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, and then what the fuck? What about fucking Hunter arguing with that fucking chick over whether fucking 21 grams is going to be enough crack for him and her to smoke? Holy fuck. Dude, that's some shit right there. 21 grams of crack? God damn. That might be more than personal use.
That might be a little bit.
Holy fuck. I mean, I've never smoked crack before, not for lack of trying. I just never had the opportunity to. But 21 grams seems excessive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I had a mountain of crack this high.
21 grams of crack. That's a fucking lot. Dude.
My point on
what
Hunter
the fuck?
My point on Hunter is a lot of these things came out a while ago to where that hard drive was leaked.
Yeah.
But there is a relationship between this family and the media and the FBI and CIA, specifically FBI and CIA, that protect this information from circulating.
They even arrested the Veritas guy, James O'Keefe.
Yeah, exactly. So listen to how fast that
That's
chain
not
of
off
events
topic,
occurred.
motherfucker. That's on topic.
No, what I'm saying is, listen, imagine how fast that chain of events occurred to the point where he got locked up. And yet these individuals have enough out there of fucking conducting just indiscretions against human beings and the nation and all that, and they still haven't seen iron cuffs, But now that they're losing favor and they can't hold back the floodgates no more, because that's what's happening. There's a recirculation because November, the primaries. So there's a recirculation of this, a reiteration of this. And now you can't hold it back no more because his popularity went down to such that they're no longer protecting him. But there's still a tremendous effort to protect him because a couple of days ago, a picture of him on a couch with like 6 little underage girls, easily 11, 12 years old, 10 years old, manicuring him while he's naked with a towel around him, and they're all wearing the same little flower crown.
That is
like
some
some
ritual
weird ass
shit.
fucking ceremony.
Yeah, it's like some kind of
like why? Me being a father of 3 daughters, bro, why would you even be in that fucking disposition? Period, around these young women. So it's very questionable.
I'm offended that he's still breathing.
So all the images of this that were circulating have all been pulled. They don't exist online anymore.
Why would they?
Well, here's the deal. And then what was replaced was a misinformation banners from Snopes online, which is created by fucking fraudulent people in and of itself. That was not Hunter Biden, even though you could clearly see his fucking face. That was clearly not Hunter Biden, but they went. The point is that they went as far as snatching the photos from being accessible. So if it wasn't him, then you wouldn't fucking worry about no one scrutinizing those photos. You wouldn't have spent the energy and the money required to surf every social media and pull that fucking thing from all the threads that it was shared on. The fact that they could do that should fucking send chills through your body. The fact that they could go to your own phone and pull their image out of your phone, which they do that.
My taint tingles.
They did that for something that was not him. So you spent all that energy for something that was not him, but then also the energy to put up the post saying that it was not him. And then, so here's another thing. 90% of the conversation in this nation, doesn't matter who you subscribe to, about Hunter Biden is fucking about his goddamn degenerate nature. 90%. The moment you Google Hunter Biden, all the images that come up about him are clean cut with the family and his entrepreneurial photos. If that doesn't send chills through your spine, if that doesn't tell you that A, the Google searches aren't indicative of the main topic or topic points that true Americans are having day to day, or what we're looking for day to day, or B, that shit is stopped right before it hits the web. So that means they're filtering that shit, or when it gets there, they're destroying it. So once again, that's an energy to perpetrate an image, to control a narrative, which they're losing, by the way.
Fraud. It's all fraud.
So what I'm saying is their negligence and their lack of due diligence is starting to tip their hand to who their co-conspirators were and are, which is major media, CNN, MSNBC, maybe not the individuals that are fucking day to day in front of you or taping the fucking the gaffers or the cameramen, maybe not them, but whoever has an interest that is directing them to do this, they're co-conspirators to this fucking this denigration of this country. Yeah. And not only that, the tech giants that are doing this manipulation, shame on them, because they know the truth because they catch it like a football and they decide to turn it into a fucking ping pong ball. Right. But they know what they're doing. So they are co-conspirators to me, because you know someone's doing dirt and it gets to you, and because of your interest with them, you're like, okay, I'm just going to tighten this up a little bit.
What about the fucking food shortages coming?
That's all.
What do you think? You think that's real? Is that real?
Let's just play devil's advocate.
It's coming.
Let's just play devil's advocate. Even if it was real, if that is anything, it is a testament to why globalism will always fail. Yeah. Because what is occurring in another country that has nothing to do with us is ruining our grainage, our gasoline, so why are we fucking outsourcing such critical resources to people that are less stable than our own government? And the first thing Biden did when he came into office was shut down that pipeline. Right. Keystone Pipeline. The Keystone Pipeline is the reason we were paying $1.69 for gas when Trump was a fucking president. So the first week he shut that down.
No, that was the first thing he did.
The first thing he did, his first executive act was to shut that pipeline down. If that doesn't tell you anything, the fact that he's calling for a dramatic change of the Supreme Court.
What about giving a million barrels of oil from our fucking our critical reserve?
Biden. Yeah.
No, same thing.
Yeah. His son's selling $20 million worth of our oil to the Chinese government. He's not even an agent of the U.S., so how was he able to have such authority?
And the Republican side, too, that are in office right now, just as bad.
Listen, it is the same machine, two sides of the same coin.
Term limits is what fucking...
At the end of the day, if you can look at anything that has occurred derogatory to our society, it is at the hands of a fucking politician.
The elitist filth.
Because the gain of function research that led to the creation of COVID was something that was voted on as far as for funding and granted. At no point no one said, this is the dumbest shit we're ever going to do. Let's not.
Exactly.
Until it was too late. You understand what I'm saying?
Uh-oh.
That's all political shit. We're hiring these people. We vote these people in office to make those rational decisions that we're looking at. And think about what I said. Perspective is a fucking is a privilege.
Yeah.
We are working towards our own family and our own personal shit. We're keeping our nose out of their business. That's why we trust them to make those decisions. But then they're forcing us to look up every now and then and say, damn, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard.
Stupid.
I just work at Starbucks and I know I wouldn't have done that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that to me is an intentional destabilization, leading towards us being dependent on the government.
Exactly.
So that they could turn this to a more of a Cuba, a socialist, you know, society.
Well, they've been saying it the whole time, fucking democratic socialization.
And my point is too, with the whole Biden
work.
shit, shutting down the pipeline, that's, to me, it was an opinion. It was my opinion. That was something treacherous.
Making
to
power
the
dependent.
nation.
Right.
So then he continues with attacking the Supreme Court.
Yep.
And then pulling out of Afghanistan, making all that loss absolutely worthless.
Huge loss.
Worthless, massive loss, lives, money, financially, just even on the world stage, our fucking
credibility.
Credibility. That's another treacherous thing he did to me, and then to the nation, to us, period. But in my opinion, when I say to me, in my opinion, that's treacherous.
Well, because it's fucking personal. Because everybody here fucking lost.
And
friends,
then now he's calling for a serious reconstruction of the Supreme Court. He's calling for amendments to the Constitution. I would like to remind everyone that doesn't matter what oath of office you're swearing into, from a municipal level all the way up to a federal level, you swear to protect the Constitution of the United States of America. Doesn't matter from the ground to the top. So when I hear our politicians talking about anything other than that, that to me is treacherous talk.
Right, I'm with you, bro.
I don't understand why it's even allowed. Because of the First Amendment.
That
very
even
Constitution.
Talking about restructuring, it should be fucking, that's a traitorous discussion right there.
Yeah. Exactly. Even bringing it to discussion is traitorous. Because it is absolute. You understand what I'm saying? That brings me to, we're talking about the amendment, the Constitution, something many countries are not afforded. You know, there's no Constitution in Russia.
Right.
What about that NBA star? What is it, Brittney? Yeah,
Dude,
Brittney
what is
Griner.
he, 150 days in there now?
So Paulie's got an interesting outlook on this. He brought to light something I didn't know because I just scraped the surface on this topic, and the surface is whatever the media wants to give me. And you remember what I say. Whatever's on the surface has an engine and energy behind it, meaning there's an agenda. So what's on the surface and what's being played is that I was under the impression she traveled on official American U.S. capacity over there for an event.
That's what I thought too.
And she was caught at the airport with a vape pen, and that she got arrested.
Does she have hash or something?
It doesn't matter what it is. Here's the actual turn of events. What is not reported on, because it would change your mind about it.
Right. So the whole big thing is during the off season, and not only the WNBA, but a lot of sports players do. They go over to the other side of the world and they play for
They play for their leagues.
They play for their leagues. So
other countries' leagues?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right. And here goes the thing. So we looked it up. For the WNBA, she only makes, at the top of her game, if she's like the best player, she's making $200K a year. In Russia, for the Russian league, for one season, she makes $1 million.
Wow.
So she flew on her own accord to another country to work.
Of course.
Right. But what
that comes risks? Or with that comes risk, like you're giving up your constitutional right.
Right. Because now you're working for that
shit
country.
that you're afforded to here in the States. You're giving that up. That's your base fucking rights over here.
Right. I don't get that.
Then, to boot, she was one that would not stand for the national anthem. She kneeled.
Yeah.
Then she's going to another country and playing for their league for the sake of more income.
Right.
She adheres to other bylaws and policies and rules and regulations because now she has dual citizenship over there.
Right.
So
or at least a work visa.
Or even a work visa.
Whatever the fuck, right.
She's still educated enough to know in that country that crime takes that potential penalty.
Yeah.
And she wasn't in no capacity traveling. She was leaving and got caught with that shit. So she bought it in Russia.
Oh, she had Russian.
She smoked it in Russia, knowing Russia and their policies.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
And she was playing in a Russian league at the time. So she was living in Russia.
So she knew.
So
better.
then she got arrested in Russia
With
and
Russian
pled
shit.
to the U.S. to help her.
Oh.
So it wasn't like she was like during the Olympics where she's on the U.S. team. No, we read it. Out of the 144 players that are in the WNBA, about 70 go over to Russia or the Ukraine to make money and play
Why
ball.
the fuck not? Yeah.
Make
Why
that
the fuck
billion.
not?
Hell yeah.
But at the actual end of it, like, you got to do what they say.
Yeah.
You gave up all your rights. And that's where she's at
Or
now.
no, you made a contractual agreement
With them.
because that is
So
their
now you're in.
yeah. So you knew the rules, you knew the stakes, and now you're pleading to the U.S. And then this is what LeBron says on the issue, which caused a lot of controversy this week. LeBron says, and I'm paraphrasing, that hell, if I was her, especially considering the way America is treating her now, I wouldn't even think about coming back. How crazy does that sound? So wait, being sentenced because she got convicted and sentenced. She's doing 10 years
God damn.
for a
fucking
vape pen, yeah.
God damn.
So she got convicted for 10 years, right?
That's stupid.
So this LeBron statement, in his statement, he's saying that it's better to do 10 years in jail than to be in America where you could talk shit about the president and fucking grab your dick and nothing will happen because you got the right to free speech. And then with a marijuana charge, you ain't doing 10 years for a vape pen.
Come on.
This is a country that she
Ain't
wouldn't
doing
stand
nothing.
up. She wouldn't stand up for the national anthem.
Turn their back.
And then LeBron to talk shit about America, a country where he made $1 billion fucking dollars in as a young black man. What are you talking about? It's so terrible here.
Fucking privileged.
Fuck out of here.
And his kids are going to go to the WNBA.
Fuck
and
outta
they're
here.
going to make all this money.
What's so terrible about that, bro?
If he's a fucking leader, he should have more positive influence.
I think he walked back his comments recently, but still, like, why would you be so? Why would your speech be so inflammatory, knowing that you have a platform like that? It's ridiculous.
How's that even possible?
Because that's the state of this culture right now. But people are waking
First
up.
one to say something.
Slowly.
People are waking up.
Yeah, they are.
Slowly,
They are.
Slowly.
I'm curious about, with all the chaos, or just in general in the world, the next election, man.
So check this out, and this is the deal.
I have a theory.
So
I'm gonna put it up there.
violence has went up significantly across the nation.
Oh yeah.
To the point where you can't hide it anymore, even if you control the media. So we had this Olympic volleyball player, Kim Glass. She was with a friend coming out of a theater or something like that? Coming in LA, coming out of somewhere, restaurant or theater.
LA?
And some homeless man cracks her across the face with a 10-inch bolt.
What?
Bro, you gotta see her face. It was crazy. I'm surprised that she didn't have to get reconstructive surgery. So I seen her on the news today, and when I report, she looks fucking banging compared to that first picture. She got the raccoon eyes and all that, but the most heartfelt testimony. She cried, bro, because one, she was saying how people were talking to her, oh, I will give you free self-defense classes and all, because now it's a national thing, platform. And she's saying, bro, no matter how much self-defense or jujitsu or ninja shit I knew, you cannot stop someone's intentions when you don't know them.
Right.
Anyone could walk up to your street and punch you if you don't know they want to punch you. So she said the fact that it was such a violent attack that she could have lost her life in downtown LA, if that doesn't speak to the disposition of the crime and the violence in our country. And she was a black woman. And she's finally talking up saying, yo, this is bullshit.
People are starting to feel it now.
Yeah.
So fucking Holmes, you smashed her in the face with a fucking 10-inch
10-inch bolt, my brother. And anyway, so the shit about that is, you know how California has the three strike rule, 3 strikes and you're out for repeat offenders, right?
Right.
But the DA Gascon apparently is not doing that, even though that's in place. So this homeless man that cracked her had over 3 or 4 felony assault charges and was out on parole. Homeless, out on parole, mental health.
Dude.
With prior assault convictions. And she also said that same week, 3 other women were attacked by homeless people violently. And none of them got the attention they deserve, but because she's an Olympic gold medalist,
Right.
she got the attention that she's doing it for. She's saying, yo, she's getting out of hand. Think about it. When one of our own Olympic athletes can't walk their streets, and we're not gonna protect them, you know what I'm saying? Or at least start to curb that chaos, that vagrancy, you know?
I'm telling you, there's gonna be fucking citizens are gonna be standing up.
So what I'm saying is, media is a small portrayal of what they would like to, or a small fact, a small element that portrays to all of us. Right. And so they have that choke point that they try to control the narrative. But now, more than ever, to my other point, we're starting to see the truth because we're starting to have these conversations and the podcasts and then the Instagrams and then that coupled with what we listen to on the news and then just every day living out here. Paying $5.49 for a small bag of Doritos. You know, it's fucking ridiculous.
Dude, it's going to be vigilantism soon, I'm telling you.
And then, you know, I heard that the economy is at a 40-year low, meaning that 41-year low, meaning that 41 years ago, it was at this bad. And then it climbed up in the 80s. Think about that. Like, all that progression we made from the crack era, cocaine, and then the internet industry, all that shit. We were progressing as a species, and now we degraded down to a 41-year low.
And how many months?
I don't even know.
Months?
My point
months,
is, right? I'm 40 years old. I'm 40 years old. So now I can officially say that in my lifetime, I've never seen things this bad. What does that tell you? In my lifetime, I've never seen numbers like I'm seeing in the grocery stores. I ask myself every day, how are there people surviving?
Yeah, exactly.
How are people surviving out there?
Well, that's why probably fucking crime's high, right?
One McDonald's meal from DoorDash is $30. You know, like what the fuck, bro? 2 chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A only, no fries, no nothing, is $24. You know, a pack of oxtails is $40. That used to be poor people food. Now it's $40 for what? 3 pounds, 4 pounds.
No, it's
Fucking ramen's $3 now.
Goddamn.
That's poor people food.
I love ramen. Dude, I ate ramen today. I swear to God I did. I would do it again.
Spam is like $5 to $7.
Dude,
That's poor
Spam
people
is the
food.
best.
That was the
The
best.
fucking highest sold meat.
They created
product
that
in the
shit for
world.
soldiers, man.
Dude,
Man,
Spam's
back in the old World War
spectacular.
The
War.
cheapest meat they could
Spam
pot
and eggs.
for fucking
Spam.
soldiers in war was
Spam
fucking
and
spam.
eggs.
The cheapest
Dude.
shit they could produce now is one of the most expensive things.
And it's the best
The
selling
fuck?
product in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's like MREs being like a hot
I could get
commodity.
40 fucking chicken thighs, but if I want 6 chicken wings, I'm paying double for them chicken thighs. I'm paying double for the wings than I am for the
Dude.
chicken thighs. It don't make no sense.
So that we were kind of going into that the next election. What the fuck? Is
So
it-
what the shakeup or what the prediction
What
is
do you
that
think?
You know,
think?
there
People.
will be violence in our great nation again.
The word on the street is that it's gonna everyone's gonna vote as much as they're allowed to because I have my subscriptions on
Right.
red. So they're
Yeah.
gonna flip a lot of blue states red because of the
Bullshit, the socialism.
Just the hate of
the lack of leadership, the irresponsibility, the lack of ownership, the rhetoric, just the divisiveness of that particular party, and to not admit its own past was created in fucking just hell. Like we're not having any serious conversations about that. Like, how could this party that created such a fucking destructive fucking organization to America and its citizens and its progression? You're responsible for this. We're not even having a conversation as to who they really are. And this leads me to the other point about the media outlets that maybe not the gaffer is in on it. Maybe not the fucking anchor themselves is in on it because they fucking pretty boys. They just sell themselves to the media like whores and put makeup on and shit. No offense to dudes that do that, but you chose that life.
Get your horse, fuck you.
You chose that life. And so as choosing that life, you regurgitate what is told to you to regurgitate in the fashion it's told to you to regurgitate. And then so you start to be that. So it's all good. That's what you chose. But even them might not be a part of the nefarious truth or the nefarious bigger picture. But Now all the politicians in that particular party are of that. Because the end all be all always goes to the same 4 or 5 fucking 80-year-old plus individuals in that party. Even the 2016 presidential fucking the Democratic presidential ticket, the primary, yeah, well, whatever, where they had all the candidates.
Yeah.
Think about it. At a time where Trump a white man represented divisiveness in this country and hatred and racism and all that to what it was preached, right?
Right.
The Democratic Party puts forth there's so many individuals that are black, Latino, gay, Chinese, Filipino, whatever. And then the same old 3 white motherfuckers, Bernie Sanders, Bloomberg, and Biden.
Yeah.
And you're telling me at a time where black and white was more divided than any other time than I remember.
And that's what you got.
We got
That's your hand.
Biden, Bloomberg,
Bernie.
and Bernie Sanders.
Dude.
Out of all this young talent.
Yeah. That's the best you got.
No, and that's not it. The biggest thing to me about that is that's supposed to be voted on. So you're telling me the majority of the people you represent voted for 80-year-old white billionaires?
Yeah, exactly.
That don't make no sense to me. So to me, that tells you right in and of itself, you're riding with the fucking devil. Because if they could take your voice and turn it into theirs, because there's no way in hell this country at that time voted for those 3 only to run.
Dude. No.
Get out of here. That shit is sold and told, baby. Pimping. So, that being said, you know, not everybody is with the grand nefarious scheme. People just give themselves to opportunity and money and comfort. And from there, they get absorbed into that frequency and propagate that frequency. They become that because it is their everyday life, the message, the thing. And that's how in this world, many paradigms could exist in contrary to each other. Because we are like fucking tofu.
Yeah.
We absorb the flavor of whatever we're cooked in. So we become that. We propagate and we join that frequency and then we clash because we're opposing frequencies and we null each other out. But at the end of the day, it's only when it affects a human specifically is when they start to look at it, and that's perspective and that's reflection. And so that you're not swayed by the media, which is definitely corrupted already.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
All of it, Fox,
television,
everything, yeah.
Because now every movie is like throwing a dart at a topic board. Fucking, I want same-sex mother and father
crying about each other. It's like,
and they're squeezing all those topics in the movies because they're indoctrinating our youth to be okay with that fucking confusion. You understand?
Yeah.
Instead of letting them naturally come into it like they were meant to. So they're trying to catch them at an age where they're not even thinking about that shit. Exactly. So all that, they're in cahoots with that. That is all society. That is all the system. So if you decide to live a part of it, you'll champion it, obviously, because it's giving you whatever your narrow scope of view has an eye set on. You understand? So you're competing against yourself at the end of the day, whether you're enlightened or not, because ignorance, man, out of ignorance, many people have sacrificed themselves.
Fuck that shit, man. I'm taking a fucking, I'm going fucking conservative, you fucking dirty bastards. No, actually, I'm fiscally conservative, but what people want to do in their house, man, I don't care. You know, who you want to marry, what you want to worship, whatever, that ain't none of my fucking business. But the minute you fucking hurt your neighbor because your neighbor doesn't do the same thing you do, I'll shoot you in your fucking face
and
so
that's
fast.
anyone, man.
You know?
Anyone.
Exactly.
Anybody
I
that
could give a
exploits
fuck
the
less.
vulnerable, the weak, you know.
You fucking hurt somebody because they don't do the same thing
that's,
you do.
That's how
Fuck
your
you.
very nature, because you're born to be that.
Yeah.
You're born to naturally be a sheepdog. You're born to naturally seek out those opportunities and sharpen that about you, and then you're just
Dude,
naturally
I see somebody
that.
hurt someone on the street.
Like certain
You're getting
breeds of
dumped.
dogs are natural guard dogs.
Well, I started, you guys all have kids. I started noticing with my nieces and nephews, I'm like, they're so vulnerable at that, you know, just like young kids, and it's like these.
Let me tell you something too, and this is the bigger picture of shit, all right? Macro, micro. Right. At the end of the day, if you had children, you lie to them about fucking Santa Claus so they could behave. Right. So if you had an entire fucking country to govern, You will lie to them so they can fucking stay in their house and just put one foot in front of the other. Simple. At the end of the day, plain and simple. It's a manipulation we're a part of.
People are still believing it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure. Right on. We got to wrap this shit up. I got a train to catch.
I think that was a good one, man.
That was a good one.
Yeah, you're just fucking shooting the shit.
Just apes talk some shit, man.
Ape shit.
Ape shit. So that was our first episode of fucking Ape Shit podcast. I like it.
I dig it.
JD got off on a bunch of tangents, which I love.
Yeah,
Because he
man.
does a lot of drugs and a
Fucking-
lot of research, and it makes me happy. Because
I
I feel
instigated
smart
too.
fucking sitting beside him.
Research and
Polly talk.
Yeah.
Fucking Brian talk. The tattoo people over here were kind enough to join
Holy
us.
shit, I forgot.
Thank
that.
you, ladies. Appreciate it. Chris jumped in and asked the Harley question. So the fucking first ape shit tattoo was a success. Can that bitch, Harold?